So graphically detailed how he raped and killed members of the Khoza family in Vlakfontein. Mabaso's version of events was read out to court in an affidavit. He and Fita Khupe are applying for bail at the Protea Magistrate court in Soweto. They face charges of murder, rape, theft and robbery. The Mpumalanga-born Mabaso explained that he was drugged, abducted and taken to Cape Town. He says he was instructed to carry out a job in Johannesburg. Mabaso alleges he was told to take on the alias of Khoza. He says he made contact with two of them via social media and was told to visit the family. Mabaso says his abductors then told him to kill the Khoza family. He claims he then fled in the car of the abductors but was pulled over by police in King Williamstown after the car was reported stolen. He was then incarcerated for 3 years and released in 2018. He says his abductors again traced him and told him to complete the job. Well, for more on this story, we cross to our reporter Gillian Pillay, who's standing by for us at the Protea Magistrates court. Gillian, very chilling details coming out about this young man's crimes. Tell us about it.
Very chilling indeed, Nompu. You know, we started out in court 12 and we had to move from that court to a bigger court to accommodate the community. But when that particular affidavit of SABC was read out, now known as Ernest Mabaso, when that was read out, naturally the family again opening up those wounds, very difficult for them to really move on, but them getting a clearer picture around the version of events that Mabaso has now put forward, really detailing how he claims that Fita gave him a new hammer and told him to hit each of those victims twice on the head. And he really explained how he took them out one by one, how he suffocated the children, how he raped some of those victims when Fita was present. It's very difficult really to relate all of those graphic details, but really getting a clearer picture, according to SABC, around what has happened. Fita denying all of this claims made by SABC, but also saying that he was not in South Africa at the time, him saying that he was hardly in the house at the time and he didn't pick up anything until I think hours before police had swooped on that particular scene, Nompu. So we're also getting a clearer picture now from the investigating officer who is now testifying on behalf of the state. Him talking about there is definitely a connection, telephonic connection between Mabaso and Fita. So this, in a way, confirms Mabaso's testimony that he was in contact at every juncture around the process when he took out some of these victims. He was in contact with a Khupe, Nompu.
So where to next? What's the next thing that's likely to happen, Gillian?
Nompu, you know, there's so much detail that has come out today. You know, I've just skimmed through Futa's statement for you, but also not really getting into the gravitas of what Mabaso has told us. From here, we're still going to hear quite a bit of testimony from the investigating officer, him detailing, you know, how he arrested each of the accused, him talking about him arriving at the scene and the degree of the stench that police officers were met by, him also talking about how Khupe, in the wake of that stench, had basically said that he didn't know where the keys were, where his bodies were kept. The bodies were kept in two separate places, in two separate rooms. Fita saying that he didn't have the keys to those rooms. The investigating officer also, you know, detailing the arrest of Mabaso, how when they arrived at Mabaso's family home in Mpumalanga, how the first thing he said to police officers, Nompu, was that he apologizes and he asks for forgiveness for all the crimes that he had committed. And his grandmother, Mabaso's grandmother, was in his presence at the time, and his grandmother just wept, and he just profusely asking his grandmother for forgiveness for the deeds that he had done, that police had brought police to the family home there. Also, the investigating officer, Nompu, just to mention, talking about how the community there in Mpumalanga wanted to take the law into their own hands, and they had great difficulty in removing Mabaso from that area. And here too today, the community again turning out in numbers. This courtroom is absolutely packed. But from this point onwards, Nompu, we will still hear quite a bit of detail from the investigating officer, talking about the cell phone records that connects these two accused, how it connects them, and what else corroborates the version that Mabaso claims that Khupe had masterminded this whole thing, and that Khupe basically told him to take the family out, and that he was behind, his abduction, and that he was part of the captors that had said to him, that he should kill the Khoza family, Nompu.
All right, Gillian, thank you very much for that report. We'll keep on tracking that story through you. We're going to go for a short break. Thereafter, your sports news.